Have you ever felt like someone you loved who's no longer here was trying to reach you, like a sudden warmth in the air? A song that plays at the right moment, or a quiet voice whispering your name when no one else is around? This is not your imagination. Archangel Michael says your brother in heaven has been trying to send you a message, and heaven is using this very moment to get it through to you. Type 1111 in the comments if you can already feel this message stirring in your spirit. God is speaking through this message right now. Your brother in heaven wants you to know he's safe, whole, and radiant in the light of God's glory. He says, stop blaming yourself for what happened. It wasn't your fault. The way things unfolded was written in heaven's timeline, not in human hands. You've been carrying silent guilt, wondering if you could have done something different. But heaven says, release it, because what you thought was the end was only the beginning of his eternal peace. Archangel Michael declares, your brother's love didn't die, it ascended. Every tear you've shed has been counted in heaven. Each sigh, each prayer, each lonely night. Heaven heard it. And your brother says, I've seen how strong you've been. I've seen your kindness even when your heart was breaking. I'm proud of you. There's a reason you're hearing this now. It's because heaven knows your soul is ready for comfort and your heart is ready for peace. Type 7777 in the comments if you believe your brother is still watching over you. Because right now he's closer than you realize. You might notice his signs, feathers, coins, songs, or even dreams that feel too real to be coincidence. That's not imagination, it's divine communication. Heaven is using those signs to remind you that love never dies. It transforms. God says in Psalm 34:18, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Your brother's message today is a bridge between worlds, a holy whisper from heaven to your heart. He says, please stop visiting my memory with pain. Visit it with love. Celebrate my life, not my leaving. He knows you miss his laugh, his advice, his presence in the small moments. But he wants you to know that he hasn't missed a single step of your journey since he left. When you felt like you couldn't go on, he was interceding for you. When you narrowly escaped something that could have hurt you, he was praying for your protection. Heaven assigned him as part of your angelic covering, watching, guiding, and whispering hope when your faith ran low. He says, I'm not gone. I've just moved to a higher place where I can love you without limits. And soon, something miraculous is coming that will prove this message is real. What's coming next will confirm what your heart already knew. Heaven has been preparing restoration in your family, peace in your home, and breakthrough in your path. The pain you've endured is not wasted. Every trial has been turning your faith into fire, your wounds into wisdom, and your tears into testimony. Your brother says, you're about to see why you never gave up. God is saying, I am restoring the years you thought were lost. He's sending comfort that feels like sunlight after the longest night. And your brother's spirit is part of that light. He's saying, I see your growth. I see your faith. Keep walking, I'm proud of you. Archangel Michael reminds you, grief doesn't separate you from love, it deepens it. Every time you think of your brother with love, heaven rejoices. Every prayer you whisper for him becomes a melody of gratitude in the divine realm. Your connection didn't end. It was transformed into a heavenly bond that cannot be broken. If your heart feels heavy right now, place your hand over it. Breathe deeply. That warmth you feel isn't just emotion, it's presence. Your brother's soul is near, reminding you that he lives in a realm where pain cannot touch him and love never fades. And he's asking you to live again, to smile again, to believe again, because that's how you honor him. There's a reason this message found you today. Heaven doesn't operate in coincidence. It operates in divine timing. Your brother says, I sent this message because I know you've been crying in silence, pretending you're fine. But I see you. I feel your prayers. And I need you to know that joy is coming back. Type 9999 if you're ready to receive that joy again. Because heaven is releasing waves of healing right now. The same God who received your brother into eternity is now touching your heart with peace. He's saying, my child, I haven't forgotten you. I'm turning your mourning into dancing, your sorrow into purpose. You might feel chills or tears while hearing this. That's confirmation. The Holy Spirit is aligning this message with your spirit, reminding you that you are not alone, not forgotten, not unloved. Your brother says, when you laugh again, I'll be smiling with you. When you find peace, I'll be rejoicing in heaven. Don't ignore the signs. Don't silence your intuition. Heaven communicates in subtle, sacred ways, through numbers, dreams, words, even this very message. Your brother says, I've seen your progress. I've seen you forgiving even when it was hard. That's the strength I always admired in you. And God says, you are walking into a season of restoration so beautiful. Even heaven will sing over you. The pain that once felt unbearable is becoming the foundation of your faith. Your tears have watered the soil for your next miracle. You're not just surviving, you're being spiritually reborn. And your brother's message is the key that opens that new chapter. Heaven is saying right now, lift your eyes. The same God who welcomed your brother home is walking beside you. No weapon formed against your peace will prosper. Every night you spent crying will be redeemed with mornings of laughter and grace. The angels are surrounding you now, Michael, Gabriel, and your brother's spirit, covering you in divine light. Heaven says, it's time to live without fear. It's time to dream again. It's time to trust that love is stronger than death. Your brother says, I'm free now and I want you to be free too. Heaven has assigned this message as your reminder that eternity is real and love never ends. You will meet again in a place where no tears fall and no hearts break. Until that day, live fully, love deeply, pray boldly, because every good thing you do sends ripples through heaven. Your brother smiles every time you choose kindness over bitterness, peace over pain, faith over fear. He says, you are stronger than you think. You are guided more than you know, and you are loved beyond measure. So if this message has reached your heart, it's not random. It's heaven reminding you that your story isn't over, it's evolving. There's a divine purpose behind every moment. And your brother's presence is woven into that plan. Before this message ends, close your eyes for a moment and whisper, thank you, heaven, for reminding me that love never dies. You'll feel the peace settle in your chest. That's the confirmation you've been waiting for. That's your brother saying, I'm with you always. Like this video, if this message spoke to your heart. Comment your angel number or your prayer request below. Subscribe for daily prophetic and angelic guidance. And share this message with someone who needs to hear this today, because maybe heaven is trying to reach them too. Heaven is real. Love is eternal. And your brother's light still walks beside you. This message was meant for you. Your brother in heaven is still speaking. He says, you have no idea how many times I've stood beside you unseen, whispering strength into your weary heart. Every time you felt that wave of calm in the middle of chaos, that wasn't random. It was his presence blending with God's peace to hold you steady. Heaven has assigned him as part of your intercessory circle to guide you through valleys you thought would consume you. He says, every time you choose love over anger, you honor me. Every time you forgive, You break another chain that once tried to hold our family captive. There are moments you've awakened in the middle of the night, sensing a warmth near your shoulder or a soft breeze in a closed room. You brushed it off thinking it was imagination. But Archangel Michael declares that was not imagination. That was your brother reminding your spirit, you are not alone, not forgotten, not abandoned. For heaven's love transcends the boundaries between life and eternity. He's saying, there's something you need to let go of. A conversation we never finished. An apology we never spoke. A pain you've buried too deep. And God is saying, and now is the time for healing. You don't need the perfect words. You just need an open heart. Heaven hears the prayers you cannot say aloud. And your brother's spirit, radiant in divine light, carries those unspoken words before God's throne, turning them into heavenly fragrance. Type 1212 if you can feel this moment of release stirring inside you. Heaven is unlocking peace that has been waiting behind your pain. What once felt like unbearable grief is transforming into a sacred bridge, a spiritual connection that will never fade. The Holy Spirit is mending the places your heart thought were permanently broken. Your brother says, I've seen your tears on the anniversaries, the birthdays, the quiet nights. I've seen you talk to my photo and I've heard every word. He wants you to know that he answers, not with sound, but with presence. The sudden scent of his favorite perfume or a light flickering unexpectedly, those are his ways of saying, I'm here. I never left. Heaven wants you to notice these divine reminders. They are not coincidences. They are confirmations. And Archangel Michael says something powerful now. A new wave of joy is coming that will not erase the memory, but it will remove the pain from the memory. You will soon be able to speak of your brother with light in your eyes instead of tears in your voice. That's not forgetting. That's healing. That's divine restoration in motion. Type 3333 if you're ready for that kind of healing. Because heaven says, you've cried enough. Now it's time to rise. Your brother's message is not to keep you in the past, but to awaken you into purpose. He's saying, use the love we shared to fuel what comes next. Every act of kindness you give to others carries a piece of his legacy. Every step you take toward your calling makes heaven rejoice. God is saying, I'm turning your pain into power. You will soon use your story to lift others who are grieving, not by force, but by grace. Heaven is preparing divine connections, open doors, and healing assignments that will confirm that your brother's life still has purpose through you. Nothing is lost in God's kingdom. Not love, not memory, not meaning. Even now your brother is smiling. He's surrounded by light, free from all suffering, walking streets paved with peace. He's met family members who left before, and together they intercede for you. They whisper your name in heaven's language, sending you strength when you feel faint. They've seen what's ahead, and they're excited, because your next season is radiant with destiny. Your brother says, soon, you'll feel me in the laughter that returns to your life. You will see me in the sunrise, reminding you that every ending leads to a new beginning. And you'll know it's me when the right person enters your life and brings light back to your eyes. Heaven is sending people who will love you purely, gently, truthfully, the way your soul deserves to be loved. Because God has seen your loyalty, your silent prayers, your faith in the storm, and heaven rewards faith like yours. Archangel Michael is declaring this over you right now. The cycle of mourning is closing, and the cycle of miracles is beginning. You've walked through fire, but you didn't burn. You've cried through the night, but morning is here. God says, behold, I make all things new. You've been feeling strange bursts of emotion lately. Random tears, sudden nostalgia, unexplained peace. That's because heaven has been adjusting your frequency, preparing your heart to receive signs that are no longer subtle. What's coming next will leave no doubt that your brother is near. A sign so specific, so personal, that you will know without question that heaven has been listening. It may come as a dream, a familiar number sequence, or a message that repeats through strangers. But when it happens, your spirit will know. You'll whisper, "That was him," and heaven will smile. Type 55555 in the comments if you believe your confirmation is already on its way. Because Archangel Michael says, faith is the bridge that connects heaven's message to your earthly experience. The more you believe, the clearer the signs will become. The more you open your heart, the louder heaven will speak. Your brother is saying, keep your heart soft. Keep your faith alive, because I'm still cheering you on from where I stand. Heaven is not distant. It's layered all around you. The separation you feel is temporary, but the bond you share is eternal. Every good thing that happens to you, every answered prayer, every healing, every blessing, your brother celebrates it too. He says, when you win, I rejoice. When you heal, I rise with you. When you laugh again, I sing. Your connection didn't die, it ascended. God wants you to hold this truth close. Nothing divine ever truly ends. Heaven is the continuation of every love story written by God's hand. And yours, with your brother, is one of them. It's a story of resilience, remembrance, and redemption. Because love is the one language both earth and heaven understand perfectly. Archangel Michael is whispering now. Your heart is the altar where heaven meets earth. That's why your brother keeps returning in moments you least expect. He's reminding you that you are still covered, still protected, still surrounded by light. When you're tempted to give up, remember, heaven didn't send this message to remind you of loss, but to awaken you to love. Your brother says, every sunrise is a message from me that you still have purpose. Heaven says, every time you choose hope, you honor his life. And God says, I am doing something new in you. Don't let grief steal what glory is coming. There's a divine reversal unfolding in your life. The very pain that broke you is becoming your platform. The very emptiness you felt is becoming your evidence that God fills all things. Heaven says, you are stepping into days of comfort, restoration, and divine alignment, so keep your heart open. Keep your eyes lifted, because the message from heaven isn't ending, it's unfolding. And what's coming next will confirm what your soul already knew. You are loved beyond measure, protected beyond understanding, and destined for divine joy beyond words. Your brother in heaven is saying right now, there are words you've never said out loud, but I've heard every one of them in your tears. He says, you talk to me in your heart, and I answer through the signs you think are coincidences. But heaven wants you to know, those are not coincidences. They are conversations between your soul and eternity. When you find yourself thinking about him suddenly, that is not memory alone, it is divine alignment. It is your brother touching your heart from heaven, whispering, I'm still here. If you've ever felt that kind of divine presence, type I feel it in the comments, because your confirmation is already unfolding. God says, the veil between you and your brother is thin, not broken. That's why sometimes you dream of him standing in the light, smiling, not saying much, because heaven speaks more in feeling than in words. That warmth, that peace, that calm, it's heaven's way of telling you, love is not gone, it's glorified. Your brother says, stop wondering if I'm proud of you. I am. Every time you show compassion, you represent the part of me that still walks this earth through you. Heaven celebrates when you smile again. He says, don't feel guilty for being happy. Joy is the proof that my love still lives in you. If that touches your spirit, Type, joy is returning to my life. And let heaven see your faith rising again. Archangel Michael declares, there is no separation in the spirit. Heaven is near. Your brother is near. And the Father's love is covering you right now like light pouring through an open window. He says, when you speak my name, I feel it like music in heaven. That's why your prayers are never wasted. Even the silent ones echo beyond time. And heaven keeps them, because nothing sacred ever fades. God is whispering now, my child, stop trying to understand everything that happened. Some things are not meant to be explained. They're meant to be redeemed. Your brother's life had divine purpose, even beyond the years he walked beside you. He completed what he was meant to complete. And now his assignment is to help guide you toward your next breakthrough. There's something coming that will bring meaning to everything you lost. Heaven calls it a turning point, a season where grief transforms into glory. And you're already walking into it. If your spirit feels that shift, type, I'm stepping into my turning point below, because your public declaration activates heaven's next move. Heaven says, you will soon see evidence of restoration in your life. Something that was taken will return, not in the same form, but in divine perfection. You will meet someone or experience something that feels strangely familiar. That's heaven's way of restoring what you thought you'd never have again. Your brother's spirit is helping align those moments. He says, you don't have to search for signs. They will find you. And when they come, you'll know they're real because they'll carry peace, not confusion. Love always reveals. Fear always hides. And what comes from heaven always feels like love. Archangel Michael is surrounding you now with wings of strength and healing. He says, the light that left with your brother is returning multiplied. You're about to glow differently. People will notice peace in your eyes again, the kind that doesn't come from this world. That's because heaven is restoring you from the inside out. Your heart is being renewed, and your spirit is being lifted to a new frequency of faith. When you feel that warmth in your chest, that gentle peace, that's not emotion. That's visitation. That's your brother standing near you, smiling, saying, you're going to be okay. Type, heaven is with me, if you believe that confirmation is already happening. Because the moment you agree in faith, the atmosphere around you begins to change. Angels move at the sound of faith. Heaven responds to belief. And right now, Archangel Michael is commanding a release of divine comfort over you, washing away old pain, guilt and regret. God says, I am rewriting your story. The chapters ahead will be filled with peace, purpose, and new beginnings. Your brother says, tell the world I'm not gone. I'm just living differently now. And you, my beloved, are about to live differently too, with more hope, more faith, and more light. Heaven is near. Your brother is proud. And your heart, though it's been through fire, is still chosen by God for miracles. If you feel this message was sent just for you, comment, this message is mine, below. Would like this video if your heart felt heaven close. And share this message to remind someone else that love never dies, it transforms. Your brother in heaven is saying, every moment you choose peace over pain. You prove that love is stronger than death. He sees how far you've come, the nights you cried silently but still got up the next morning and faced the world with courage. He whispers, you didn't give up, and because of that, heaven is opening new doors for you. You've been through the valley of grief, but now you're rising into the mountain of purpose. If you feel this shift in your spirit, type, I'm rising in the comments, because the moment you declare it, heaven begins to align your next chapter. Archangel Michael says, heaven celebrates your resilience. Your strength became the testimony that others will draw hope from. You were not meant to break. You were meant to transform. The pressure you felt was divine shaping, God molding you into the vessel you are now. Your brother says, "You've carried so much light since I left, and that light is blessing others. Heaven is proud of you. The angels have seen how you kept faith even when you didn't feel strong. And now heaven is preparing to reward that faith openly." God says, "The same hands that caught your brother when he crossed over are holding your heart right now." That is why peace is about to return in waves so deep. Even your memories will begin to glow with light instead of sorrow. You will soon look back and say, "That season hurt me, but it healed me too." If that resonates with your heart, type "I receive peace" below, because your written words of faith are a bridge between your soul and the heavens watching over you. Your brother is saying, "Tell them I see their pain, but I also see their purpose." He knows that sometimes you feel guilty for smiling, as if joy means you're forgetting him. But heaven says, joy is not betrayal, it's honor. Your joy is the proof that love's legacy still lives within you. He wants you to laugh again, to dream again, to plan again, because every dream fulfilled is a light that reaches heaven and makes his soul rejoice. He says, "When you win, I feel it." Type, "Heaven feels my victory" if you believe your next season will bring celebration in both realms. Because Archangel Michael declares, you are entering a time when heaven and earth will move together for your breakthrough. Unexpected blessings are already in motion. Opportunities, healing encounters, and divine timing are aligning right now. Not next month, not next year, now. Heaven is shifting things in your favor because your heart stayed pure through pain. God says, "I saw you worship even when you didn't understand. I saw you trust me when it hurt. And now reward is coming, not as random luck, but as divine justice." Your brother smiles as heaven prepares this next wave. He says, "You prayed for signs. This message is one of them. The next will be unmistakable. Expect to see his name, his favorite number, or a word only you two shared. That will be heaven's wink to your soul. When it happens, whisper, 'Thank you, heaven. I know it's you.' If you're waiting for that confirmation, type, 'I'm ready for my sign,' because faith that is written is faith that moves." The angels respond when you release words into the atmosphere. They take your declarations and turn them into miracles. Heaven is saying, your faith will be your proof. Archangel Michael is standing beside you now, commanding peace into every part of your life. He says, "The same love that connected you to your brother still flows like a golden thread through eternity." Every prayer you whisper reaches him, and every blessing he receives flows back toward you multiplied. There is no end to divine connection, only transformation. Your brother says, "One day we will meet again, and it will feel like no time has passed. Until then, live fully, love deeply, and let joy return." Heaven is watching this moment, seeing who among you will believe again, who will open their heart and say, "I choose life." If that's you, comment, "I choose life and love," and let heaven record your declaration as an act of faith. God says, what was once your mourning season will become your miracle season. You will smile again without the shadow of sorrow. You will speak his name and feel warmth, not pain. You will walk in light so bright that others will ask, "What changed?" And you'll know, heaven changed everything, so hold on, because the same God who held your brother holds you still. And what's ahead of you will make you understand why heaven had to speak through this message today. Your brother in heaven says, "I've seen every time you tried to be strong for everyone else, even when you were breaking inside. He's seen how you've hidden your tears behind smiles, how you've comforted others while silently praying for your own strength. He whispers, "You never had to be perfect for me to be proud. I was proud of you even in your weakness because you never stopped loving." Heaven says, "That love was your strength all along." Archangel Michael declares that heaven is now releasing a wave of peace so pure it will wash away years of silent heaviness. You will wake up one morning soon and realize your heart feels lighter, your mind feels still, and your soul feels steady. That won't be random. That will be spiritual healing taking root. If you're ready to feel that peace, type, "I'm ready for my healing" in the comments, because faith spoken becomes faith activated. God is saying, "I'm not asking you to forget your brother. I'm asking you to remember him with light instead of pain." Your memories are not prisons. They're portals where heaven meets earth. Every time you think of him with gratitude, you strengthen the bond that time cannot break. Your brother says, "Tell them that every good thing they do adds to the story we share." He knows about the moments you dedicate silently to him, lighting a candle, playing his song, speaking his name, and he feels it. He says, "When you remember me in love, heaven sings." Type, "Heaven sings over me," if that truth touches your soul right now. Because heaven is indeed rejoicing over your heart returning to peace. You've carried the weight long enough. Now it's time to carry wisdom, light, and faith instead. Your brother says, "The pain was real, but so is the healing." And God says, "I will complete what sorrow began." There's something sacred about your story. What you've survived wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Heaven needed your compassion to deepen, your empathy to expand, and your faith to strengthen. And now that it has, you are ready to shine. Your brother's message isn't about grief anymore. It's about resurrection, of dreams, of joy, of purpose. He says, "I'm proud of who you are becoming. When you do good, I feel it here. When you smile again, heaven lights up. And when you love again, I rise even higher in joy." Archangel Michael says, "You've passed through the night. Now dawn is breaking." This message is not just comfort, it's confirmation. Heaven is about to surprise you with something so specific, you'll know this message was divine timing. A sign, a call, a dream. Something that only your heart will recognize. When it happens, don't dismiss it. Whisper, "Thank you, heaven, I receive it." If you believe your sign is already on its way, type, "My confirmation is coming." Because heaven listens when you write in faith. God is saying now, "I'm giving beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, and praise instead of despair. You will not live in pain forever. Your heart will love again, your laughter will return, and your brother will watch it all with a smile that glows brighter than the stars." He says, "I don't want your tears anymore. I want your joy." That's what honors me. That's what heals you. The angels are gathering around you right now. There's a soft shift happening in your atmosphere, a spiritual embrace wrapping you in warmth. That's not imagination. That's visitation. Heaven is closer than it's ever been. And your brother says, "Don't look for me in the past. I'm already in your future, waiting for the moment God says it's time to meet again." If that brings peace to your soul, comment, "I will see them again," because every word of faith becomes a seed in heaven waters. The Father says, "You are loved, you are seen, and you are carried." Every burden you thought was yours alone has been lifted little by little through grace. You're not walking this path by yourself. Heaven walks with you. So today, let this message seal something sacred inside you, that your brother's life was never lost, it was lifted, that your pain was never wasted, it was transformed, and that your heart, though broken once, is now becoming the vessel through which heaven shines. Type, love never dies, if you feel heaven's confirmation right now. Type, I receive this message, if your soul says yes to what you've just heard. And let this moment be the proof that God still speaks, angels still comfort, and your loved one in heaven still walks beside you. Your brother in heaven says, I know you still talk to me when no one else is around. He hears you when you whisper into the silence, when you stare at the sky and ask, do you see me? And heaven answers, yes, we see you. We never stopped. Every sigh has been a prayer, every tear a language heaven understands perfectly. Your brother says, you don't have to hold back your emotions anymore. Let them flow, because that's how healing moves. If you've been holding pain quietly, type, I'm ready to release it, because heaven responds when you surrender with faith. God says, you are entering a chapter where peace will no longer come and go. It will stay. You won't have to chase comfort. Comfort will find you. You won't have to search for signs. Signs will surround you. Your brother is part of that blessing. His spirit is woven into your story, not as a shadow, but as light guiding you home to yourself. Archangel Michael whispers, heaven doesn't just comfort you, it equips you. You're being strengthened to help others who are walking through the same valley you once walked through. The empathy you carry now isn't weakness, it's holy. You've been anointed with compassion, and that will open doors that no human could open for you. Type, I carry light now in the comments if you feel that shift. Because that declaration is not just words, it's activation. It's heaven recognizing your transformation and marking your heart with divine purpose. You're no longer just surviving, you're becoming a vessel of healing. Your brother says, tell them that I'm proud not only of how they endured, but of how they love. He's seen how you've cared for others in pain, how you've prayed for people who didn't even know it. Heaven calls you a bridge of comfort, someone whose presence brings calm without needing many words. You inherited that gift from the love you shared with him. He says, my peace flows through you now. If you feel warmth in your spirit right now, that's not emotion, that's presence. That's heaven confirming this word for you. Comment, I feel heaven's presence, if you can sense it where you are. Because when you put it into words, angels multiply the blessing over your life. God is saying, you will not always hurt when you remember. Soon, memories will become songs of gratitude, not sorrow. You'll smile when you speak his name. You'll sense peace where there once was pain. That's what divine healing looks like. It doesn't erase the memory. It rewrites the emotion attached to it. Your brother says, you'll know healing has fully come when your love starts to inspire others again. And that time is now. Archangel Michael declares, heaven has recorded your resilience. Now heaven will reward it. Blessings are aligning, favor, restoration, and opportunities are gathering in the unseen. You're about to walk into answered prayers that were written long before the pain ever began. And your brother's soul rejoices because he's seen the ending, and it's beautiful. He says, the story ends in light. Type, my story ends in light below, if your faith agrees with that promise. Because this is not the end. This is transformation. Heaven is turning every ache into alignment, every delay into divine timing. And soon, your testimony will carry the fragrance of hope. You'll speak peace, and others will feel heaven through your words. God is saying now, lift your head, my child. I am not done with you yet. Heaven still has plans for your joy, your family, and your future. Your brother smiles as angels surround your path, declaring protection and renewal. He says, live boldly because that's how you honor me. Heaven doesn't want you to shrink, it wants you to shine. Every time you love again, every time you trust again, every time you believe again, heaven wins. If you're ready to walk in that light, type, "I choose to live in light and love" in the comments. That's not just a statement, that's a declaration of destiny. Heaven marks moments like this as turning points. The pain that once defined you will now refine you. And from this moment on, peace will walk beside you. So as this message closes, let it echo through your spirit. Your brother is not gone. He's just ahead. You are not alone. Heaven walks beside you. And this message did not find you by chance. It was written for your healing, your confirmation, your peace.